So I just made it to Ongka Paringa hill. This is a hike. I actually brought a lot of stuff. I brought my drone, I brought my tripod, I brought 4 portable chargers, but one thing I didn't bring was enough water. So I actually didn't realize how tough this thing would be because I didn't call an Uber here. I actually ran here, which took a total of like 6 km up hills. So I've been running for 2 hours already. I'm starting my hike right now. So this entire adventure today will be around 6 hours of hiking and running. And I also didn't eat breakfast, so I honestly ate too much the last few days. So I'm trying to go on a caloric deficit. I brought some nuts, I brought some protein powder, but I don't have enough water to mix it up. So I'm hoping I'm gonna find some nice, kind stranger who's willing to partake with some of their water and share them with me. Although I still have about 800 ml left, which should be enough for, I don't know, might not be enough for this hike, but we'll see. If I dehydrate, I dehydrate. But I'm trying not to do that. So yeah, plan for today is to take the Sunridge Walk hike, which should be about another 2 hours, and then we're going to be running back home. There's basically not many people here. There's like 2 other hikers walking in, but I'm basically at the entrance. That is a big boy. Am I a big boy? Guys, I just saw a deer. Look at a deer. I just saw a dead kangaroo and a deer, and I am well and truly alone in this place, dude. It's quite interesting. I don't think there's anybody in like 1-2 camp vicinity near me. Well, I have not much water left, so we'll see how we're gonna keep going. I'm actually halfway out of water, so we gotta actually move back because we normally follow this thing in like a survival called like the halfway mark. Even when diving, once your cylinder is like half tank, you should start making your way back up. I had to almost sprain my ankle there. This is the common mistake that people do, which I'm going to be doing, is to just keep going. But at least I'm not caving, you know. I'm just hiking, and yeah, it's not so bad. But there's actually nobody around me. What in my mid-20s crisis am I doing? But I started to like hiking a lot. So yeah, probably just gonna be hiking more. Thankfully, this is still a guided trail. I actually tried to go off the trail. Thankfully, there's still a guided trail. I actually tried to go off the trail for a little bit, but I realized that there's a trail for a reason. Because imagine just climbing through all this dense vegetation. It's impossible. It kind of like reminds me of army, where I was like bashing through stuff in the jungle. Yeah, similar to that. But here I'm alone, so a little bit more dangerous, a little bit more fun. Still within my boundaries of safety, I guess. So I want to talk about my life right now, right? Basically, it took a lot of time to get to this stage in my life where I'm probably a bit more emotionally mature, having gone through like, I know I talk about it on TikTok live, but I never really want to talk about it on YouTube because to me, the idea about YouTube is that it's a long-standing platform. Whatever content I do here is immortalized. But whenever I'm on TikTok live or on live streams, I tend to speak more freely because, you know, I don't think it's like a platform that keeps your content that long. But when I'm on YouTube, I'm generally more cautious of how I post my stuff. And the whole idea about social media is that I think I grew up in an era of social media. I've been on Instagram since 2013, 2014. I've been on TikTok since 2019. And putting my whole life out there, especially the whole relationship part. It worked sometimes and it didn't work in my favor sometimes. In hindsight, I probably wouldn't want to have posted like my last relationship online because, I don't know, it really caused a lot of problems. And I think I would have avoided certain people, or I would have avoided that Hong Kong girl if I didn't really do social media. I feel like if I was a more private person, I probably would have not met her. And in some sense, I think that it would have been better for me if I just studied and worked on myself during that whole period. So sometimes I chalk it up to like life handed me this set of cards, and in a colloquial Singaporean term, we call this like sway. So sometimes you do have a bad hand, but the way to go about life is to actually just play the hands that you're dealt with. You know, you can't really blame the circumstances that end up you in certain situations. But at the end of the day, it's also like learning how to move forward and also like learning from mistakes, you know. Even if that mistake is an error in judgment, like I've always told people before, you have to be very judicious with your decision makings as you get older because they have a lot more repercussions. A wrong partner can ruin your life. A wrong financial decision can also ruin your life. And at the same point, it's like, I don't want to make those same mistakes when I did when I was early 20s. Although I met her like mid 20s, I don't really have a lot of time left till I'm 30, right? So I gotta do some like main character shit at this point. I was asking myself, do I like the volatility of the markets? Do I want to be a trader? Some part of me says yes, it is a thrill, but I also know I need to have discipline because trading when you're not disciplined is akin to gambling. And I've gambled a lot, but I don't think I'm very degenerate. I don't think I'm the most severe types. I've seen way worse types. I tend to... Oh, now we're at a crossroads. Should I go to Sundew Ridge Hike or Punch Bowling Trail? Honestly, I'm heading back because I'm actually running out of water. So this is an example of a decision that you have to make. You know, as much as I like to go to the waterfall, I'm out of water. It's probably gonna get dark soon and animals will start coming out. So it's better for me to just head back, you know. I forgot what the saying was, but the price you pay for taking a wrong route is incremental. Each step you take on that route, right? Something like that. So if you're making a mistake in life, I think the philosophy I go by is to turn around and cut losses and to try and find your way back to your equilibrium. Then I ask myself, like, what am I doing on social media? Do I still want to like go viral and be famous? And I know it makes money. I'm always about doing that kind of thing, right? Like to scale it. I can take the backlash that comes with media. I don't mind the, I wouldn't say popularity or fame, but I don't mind the palaver. Palaver means there's a lot of people talking about you. I don't mind people talking about me. I'm not a very private. Like I like to be private, but I can handle it these days. The more worrisome thing about social media is that how it would probably reflect upon my family, friends, loved ones. Like personally, I can handle it. I can handle social media netizens easily. But when it comes to more personal stuff, not sure if that's something I can handle, but at the end of the day, I do my best to keep my private life private and the rest is just, you know, the rest is up to fate, man. Also, I just don't tempt people. I don't like go and poke people and then get people hating on you for no reason. I think there's this thing that actually 2 X's ago, this X taught me this thing about like net promoter score. Actually, we learned it in business school as well. You just generally want to have more people who like you than dislike you. It's okay to be a bit controversial because if you don't step on a few toes in your life, you gotta skirt the grey line carefully, you know? You gotta skirt that trail. You can't go too grey, you can't go too black, you can't go too white. So but what that means is that you don't go too illicit, neither are you too risk-free. You have to take some risk in life, albeit calculated risk, because even when you're doing social media, you do want to make certain statements and you do want to take a side. It's like whether you're saying I'm right wing or left wing, whether I'm Trump or Biden. I don't like some of the things that Trump is doing. I don't like a lot of things that Biden was doing. But I'm also just a neutral party that lives in Asia and Singapore, and I don't stay up to like the social issues that are afflicting US doesn't personally affect me. So I only care about the political and economical side of things because that is what moves the needle for my portfolio. If I were to say like Balenciaga is also, they had a lot of controversy as well. Why am I wearing this cap? Because it's hot. It's not because I support any of their doings. But in general, I think that's what you're supposed to do in life, you know. You gotta not be so scared of cracking a few shells or cracking a few eggshells to cook an omelette per se. So one thing I need to do more in my 20s is probably still take some risk. I have to take risk. If I don't take risks, I don't get to where I want. And you can take risks as a guy up to your 30 or 40s. It doesn't really matter, but obviously I want to settle down. The longer you take risks and the longer you don't make it to where you are, the longer it prolongs your first childbearing age or when you want to start a family. So I think that's the more important part. Anyway, that was my rant for this hike. Probably be doing more rants, but I rarely get time to just be with nature and talk to a camera and have nobody in the vicinity, which is refreshing. As always, if you like this sort of content, do remember to like, share and subscribe. So yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.